It's the questions that keep WWE fans awake at night. The tantalizing thought of how one single decision could rewrite the history of sports entertainment forever. WWE is built on iconic moments, the kind that define eras and shape careers. But what if those moments had turned out differently? What if one decision, one match, or one storyline had taken an unexpected twist? How would the WWE universe look today? Welcome to the ultimate WWE What If series, a deep dive into the alternate realities of professional wrestling. In this series, we'll dissect the most debated, jaw-dropping what-ifs in WWE history. Together, we'll explore the ripple effects of these pivotal moments and speculate how they could have changed the very fabric of WWE as we know it. Today, we're kicking things off with one of the most controversial moments in WWE history. What if The Undertaker's legendary WrestleMania streak was never broken, or maybe it was broken by someone else? How would this have shaped the careers of those who faced him? Would WrestleMania still feel as iconic? And most importantly, what would WWE look like today if the streak remained unblemished? The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania wasn't just a statistic, it was a mythological element of WWE, spanning over 2 decades and 21 victories. When Brock Lesnar famously ended the streak at WrestleMania 30 in 2014, it shocked the world and forever changed the landscape of professional wrestling. Had the streak never been broken, it might have become WWE's ultimate sacred cow. Imagine this. The Undertaker retires with an unblemished 25-0 record at WrestleMania. The streak could have become a legacy so revered that no storyline or performer would dare touch it. WWE might have immortalized it with a Hall of Fame induction segment solely dedicated to the streak, further elevating The Undertaker's mystique as the most dominant figure in WrestleMania history. This decision would have reshaped how we view WrestleMania. For years, fans anticipated Undertaker's matches as a guaranteed highlight. With the streak intact, every WrestleMania opponent for The Undertaker would have carried an unmatched aura, knowing that they faced an impossible task. Would fans have grown weary of the streak's predictability? Or would its untouched status have made it even more iconic, cementing WrestleMania as the ultimate showcase of the impossible? One compelling possibility is that Roman Reigns would have ended the streak instead of Brock Lesnar. Picture this: WrestleMania 33, the infamous "This is my yard now" match.
This is my yard now.
Ends with Roman handing The Undertaker his first loss. This would have added an entirely different layer to Roman's current dominance. Fans already see Roman Reigns as a near invincible force, but beating the streak at its peak would have made him the ultimate villain. It's easy to imagine Paul Heyman crowing about his tribal chief, achieving what Lesnar could not, cementing Roman's place at the very top of the industry. However, this scenario raises an intriguing question. Would fans have embraced Roman's heel turn had he been responsible for breaking the streak? Brock's victory worked largely because it was shocking and suited Lesnar's aura as an unstoppable beast incarnate. For Roman Reigns, the backlash might even be more severe than his infamous Royal Rumble win in 2015. Another tantalizing scenario is a streak being used to elevate rising stars like Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, or Seth Rollins. Imagine a young Bray Wyatt defeating The Undertaker in 2015, using the victory to cement his place as a new face of supernatural dominance in WWE. This would have set Bray up as a generational talent, rather than a performer frequently marred by inconsistent booking. Similarly, Seth Rollins, then riding high as the architect of the Shield, could have parlayed a victory over The Undertaker into a historic run as a top heel. Defeating the dead man, Rollins might have added a fresh layer of arrogance to his character, crowing about being the one to end the streak and positioning himself as a generational antagonist. One undeniable ripple effect is Brock Lesnar's trajectory. Ending the streak gave Lesnar the ultimate credibility boost, solidifying him as WWE's resident monster. Without that victory, would Lesnar's dominance feel as legitimate? His subsequent reign of terror, from destroying John Cena at SummerSlam 2014 to his multiple World Championship runs, all stem from that single shocking moment at WrestleMania 30. If the streak remained intact, Lesnar might have taken a different path. Perhaps his beast incarnate persona wouldn't have been so pronounced, and his matches might not have carried the same gravitas. Would WWE still have leaned on Lesnar at the headline major events, or would another star have risen in his place? The shock of Lesnar's victory is a key part of what makes WrestleMania 30 unforgettable. Without it, WrestleMania might have lacked one of its most talked about moments. I was there in that crowd that night, and I'll never forget the atmosphere when the referees hit the mat for the 3rd time.
The streak is over.
The deafening silence that swept across the Superdome was unlike anything I've ever experienced. Confusion, amazement, and pure shock hung in the air. Fans froze in disbelief, others standing motionless as if they couldn't process what they had just witnessed. The horror of seeing The Undertaker's legendary streak end was palpable, but it was that raw, unfiltered moment that cemented WrestleMania 30 as one of the greatest of all time. It wasn't just a match, it was a collective experience that shook the WWE Universe to its core. Without it, the event might not carry the same reverence or sense of unpredictability that keeps fans talking to this day. Additionally, The Undertaker's post-2014 WrestleMania matches against Bray Wyatt, Shane McMahon, Roman Reigns, and AJ Styles might have carried different stakes. With the streak intact, WWE would have had to find fresh ways to maintain the suspense of whether each opponent might finally be the one to dethrone the dead man. The pressure on WWE's creative team to consistently deliver engaging matches for The Undertaker would have been immense. If the streak had remained unbroken, it might have played into storylines about respect and The Undertaker's eventual retirement. Imagine a final WrestleMania match where The Undertaker voluntarily steps away, undefeated, passing the torch in a moment of mutual respect. This could have given his career an even more dignified end than his loss to Roman Reigns or the cinematic Boneyard match with the phenomenal AJ Styles. Finally, we must consider how The Undertaker's career might have evolved without the loss to Brock Lesnar. That defeat forced The Undertaker to adapt, giving his character a vulnerability that allowed for greater emotional storytelling. Without that moment, would The Undertaker's later years have felt stagnant? Would have WWE leaned on his undefeated status as a way to keep him relevant in an ever-changing landscape? Perhaps the most poetic scenario is the streak ending at WrestleMania 33 against Roman Reigns, with The Undertaker officially retiring after the loss. This would have allowed WWE to craft a storyline about passing the torch to the next generation while preserving the streak's legacy for nearly 3 more years. In the end, the decision to break the streak was one of WWE's most controversial booking ideas, and it's fascinating to imagine how different today's landscape might look if that decision had gone another way. Whether you believe the streak should have remained unbroken or ended at a later time, one thing is clear: its impact on WWE history is undeniable. If you've ever debated these questions with friends or found yourself lost in the endless possibilities of WWE's history, then this is the series for you. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, because trust me, we're just getting started. And if you thought this what-if scenario was thought-provoking, wait till you see what's coming next. In our next episode, we tackle one of the most debated questions in WWE history. What if John Cena turned heel? Trust me, you won't want to miss this one.